Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. And it's all up next.
Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Carolina Panthers and the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Welcome to the NFL on EA Sports. With me, as always, Charles Davis. And, Charles, we look at a matchup like this. It's really the running backs that may take center stage here today.
And in today's football, they're still valuable, not just as runners, but guys who can catch the ball as well. It's really the number of touches that determines things these days.
Joseph now ready to get this one started, and we are underway from Minneapolis. Taking it about the 1. Andre Roberts now to return it. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line. So here are the Panthers now for their opening drive. As we take a peek at Sam Darnold, the former USC Trojan and 3rd pick in the 2018 draft.
And the thing with Sam Darnold is we know the skill set is there. May not be the most mobile or strongest arm quarterback in the league, but usually plays with really good poise, and at his best, like a point guard in basketball, able to move around and distribute the rock.
Play action. It's Darnold. He'll fight his man, Laviska Shenault. And they're able to get this one across the 35. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now it's Darnold. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. That'll give him 8 that time, and that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman, and he'll get it out to midfield. They'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. From the 50, it's Darnold. They'll get this complete to the running back, Hubbard. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Here's Foreman. And he is swallowed up right at the line of scrimmage. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot, he had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correct.
That's into a crowd and intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Offensively, a far from ideal start there with a pick on the opening drive.
Yeah, not exactly what they were looking for. We know that. That's pretty obvious. The beauty, though, is it's happening early. If they don't panic, they don't compound this problem, they got a long way to go and a chance to get back in it.
Minnesota's offense and QB Kirk Cousins set to go here.
Not bad for a 4th-round draft pick. Well over 100 career starts now. And the chemistry with his top targets, really on point. They spend a lot of time in practice and after practice making sure the routes are run well, and he knows exactly where they're going to be on the field. And when they get open, he delivers.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 49. They'll try and start this drive in the air. On the throw, led him too much that time. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. To throw is Cousins. The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 in the first.
That's multiple times now. He's tagged him with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Cousins. Complete. Jefferson the target. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. 23 yards on the play. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you've got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down, put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early.
Touchdown, Vikings! Kirk Cousins on the connection to Justin Jefferson. And the Vikings take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Greg Joseph on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive of 4 plays. And it was all capped off by Justin Jefferson's touchdown reception. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. On the return, Andre Roberts from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Darnold. Buying time to his left. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Was it Darius Smith there getting in and bringing him to the ground? And on that one, the protection just broke down.
You've got to have that leverage, don't you? We always talk about low man wins in the running game for an offensive lineman versus a defensive lineman. It's essentially the same thing in pass protection. Get lower than that defensive lineman so that you can keep your balance and keep him away from your guy trying to throw the football.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown, then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brandon, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. Throw up early, and they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out, still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 14-0. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. He gets it to Thomas. Calling a gain of 6 on the play, and that's going to bring up second down. Now Foreman. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down. Nothing the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Panther football to start quarter number 2 as they've got it with a third down coming up. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field. I don't think he got there. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. Here comes Rager. And that'll be a return of 12 following a very nice punt. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. And the Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. It's been a good first half so far. They're up 14-0. Points here, they could really put them in command before intermission.
Yeah, and it's all well and good what they're seeing and how they're feeling right now. But it's the NFL. How many times have we watched 14-0 leads evaporate and quickly? So how have we seen them combat it? Continue to run your offense, but don't back off at all. Don't start looking at the clock. Don't start thinking about, hey, just take care of the football. Keep attacking. Usually the best way to maintain control.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
Cousins now to throw on first down. Middle of the field to Jefferson. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Cousins. That is caught by Thielen. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
You can sense and you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he gets halfway home from the 10 to the 5 on a pickup of 5.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Coming right, this is Cook on the toss play. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. Dalvin Cook, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. I tell you, you get the ball down near the goal line, you can be pretty sure that Dalvin Cook is going to get the carry, and he powers his way into the end zone.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that really runs downhill, and what I mean by that, hits a line with such speed and power that tackles just bounce off of him. In a sense, it feels like the field is tilted, and he's running downhill at the defenders and gaining extra force.
Joseph on for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's capped off by the touchdown run coming from Dalvin Cook. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Fielded just outside the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Carolina offense about ready to go. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores. And I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse, and this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. Now Darnold. They'll run the screen with Hubbard. And a good job defensively. They stop him short at first at the 32. A short game there, just 4. That'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down before the game.
First kick, 47. This one looks good as well. And this returnable for Rager. A solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Vikings ready to go again on offense. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown, but incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
That's to Dalvin Cook, his running back. And they've got him across midfield, down the field before it's all said and done. That 3rd down conversion good from 23.
Now that's all about making something happen as a quarterback because instead of forcing something on 3rd down, how about him buying some time outside of the pocket, waiting for someone to come open, and when he did, he put it on him for a big play and a 1st down.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. They'll throw again. Cousins. He's going to find Jefferson open downfield. Down inside the 10. Touchdown. Justin Jefferson as the first half is winding down. And the Vikings will extend their lead just before halftime.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Kevin O'Connell choosing to lead his guys out there. They'll go for 2. Cousins will try and throw. That's caught at the 1. And he is not going to get in there. He stopped short of the goal line, and the lead is going to stay right where it is. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Darnold now to throw. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Darnold steps away to his left. Looking long for Thomas. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. So we've reached halftime here in Minnesota with the Vikings on top. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios here in downtown Orlando and the EA Sports Halftime Report. First, though, time for a check of the next-gen stats from that first half for Carolina. And not much went right in those first 2 quarters. You can see the numbers on the ground there. Not a whole lot to write home about so far. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, you get a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And whatever they've done, it's worked, as they have the lead through 2 quarters of play.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. Pass midfield. Look out. Kene Nwangwu. And he'll bring it back all the way. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, they're just having fun. I mean, they are clicking on every single cylinder, offense, defense, and here, special teams.
And how about the extension of the lead? This one felt a lot like, remember Seattle-Denver Super Bowl 48? Percy Harvin to start the second half. Seattle was already firmly in control. Now, they feel like they can't be caught.
Yeah, they are firmly in control right now. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. Darnold and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 here at their own 25-yard line. They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. And that one blown up quickly, as he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
What do you think, Brandon? I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. On 2nd down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. We're just looking at the scoreboard and where we're at in the 3rd quarter. I don't know that it's going to matter much at this point, CD, but these small runs on the ground, they're not going to get it done.
Well, they're not, and right now, the guys stopping the run have been superior in this ball game, giving them no openings, no seams, and now they've got this game well in hand.
A carry for Foreman. And he's got it up over the 40 to the 41. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. A first down throw, Darnold. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense. They kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now then, after the sack, it'll be interesting to see what they have planned for 2nd and 23. They'll run a draw now with Hubbard. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Back to throw, Darnold. He finds his man, complete. That's Hubbard. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
I think they were all figured when they called that shot of the marker. But the defense almost relaxed and said, we got this covered. And then all of a sudden, space to run after the catch. And now they're screaming, somebody get him down. Fortunately, they got to him and forced the 4th down.
With a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, the wide receiver, as he and the Minnesota Vikings return back here on offense. He's been his typical solid and reliable self, hasn't he, Charles?
When you have that go-to receiver that you can count on in the situation where you absolutely have to have him, there's nothing better for anybody who's throwing the football. But the best part is the payoff. 2 touchdowns already. That's the bottom line when you throw the ball to a guy.
Absolutely. Not over 100 yards right now, but he does have the 2 touchdown catches. A good gain on first. Has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Running off tackle with Cook. And this will be a Vikings first down as the tackle made here at the 36.
That's running the ball well, but with intelligence. How about him keeping the clock moving, staying in bounds?
Yeah, even though it's the 3rd quarter, you're thinking ahead, aren't you? This is where your running game can really help you with a lead in the 2nd half.
I agree totally. It's not just end-of-the-half situations that you worry about the clock. It's throughout the game. And with a lead, stay in bounds. Make them fight harder to try and catch you.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just talking about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
And they're going to have another first down as the attack is made at the Panthers' 38-yard line. 3 quarters have come and gone. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 38. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Nifty move. Then he goes down at the 26. A pickup of 13, and that last play began at the 13. First down. An excellent run there coming from out wide.
And we used to consider these jet sweeps to be gadget plays or something a little bit unusual, right? But now most teams have some version of this play in their playbook. And I think it's a lot because of the receivers that are being developed nowadays. These guys look like running backs even though they're playing out on the perimeter.
Now Cook running right. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Dalvin Cook with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have 6 more to their point total, and they're on cruise control right now here in the 4th. Oh, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all three phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And Roberts choosing not to bring this one out. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Darnold. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's going. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Darnold. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. There he goes left side. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Joseph now to have the PAT. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Here's Roberts to bring it out of the end zone. Carolina getting set to take the field. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, right, where what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big, you really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter, but do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run, have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold it on.
And that's another play that's painting the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops from one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Here's Johnny Hacker now as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Taken from just outside the 30. A good return there, 17 yards. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Justin Jefferson and the rest of this offense, they've got their helmets back on, and they're ready for this next series. And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Well, they'll run it drive here on the jet sweep. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
I think the reason this play is so successful is not just the blocking at the front of the attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's in a full run by the time he gets the football.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a give running right, it's Cook. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the back.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is over. Even though they've got this big advantage, Charles, they are not taking their foot off the gas pedal right now.
But I think what we're seeing is the result of all their great preparation and great practice time during the week. And even though it seems like this is a great chance to pull people back and maybe, not try and score a few more times, they don't want to do that. I think they're enjoying what they're seeing, the collective effort, and they want to play it all the way out.
The Vikings leave the offense on the field as they're going to line up and go for 2. They'll look to throw. And that's caught at the 2. And they're just not going to let up as he is into the end zone here for 2 more.
I think this is just going to be a function of the times we live in now. Very similar to the ball flipping baseball. Everyone's got to start to get comfortable with this. But to me, this is just rubbing it in. You got a big lead. Go ahead and take the extra point. One thing to keep in mind, though, karma's still out there, and sometimes has a way of catching up with you.
Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Roberts electing not to try it, and this will come out to the 25. Here's the Carolina offense as they get ready to take over here. I hate to say it, but at this point, I don't really know that they're playing to win with this deficit in the 4th quarter. They're just trying to erase that 0 on the scoreboard, Charles, and get some type of momentum to carry into the film session tomorrow.
If you get any type of points on the board, it'll count as a moral victory, although no one will talk about that in the post-game press conference. That's not something you mention in the NFL. And this loss, it already stings and will for a while, but everyone on that offense knows it'll sting a lot worse if they don't put some points up on the board.
They'll operate from the 32-yard line here, 2nd and 3. Now it's Darnold. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Here's Darnold. For Marshall, that's complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Darnold and Marshall there. First down, Panthers. Back to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked up by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Not much defensive resistance on that drive. And really, Charles, the way this offense has been humming, they haven't faced much defensive resistance the entire game.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that one team, their defense did not wake up and make it to the stadium for this one. There may be some major changes on that side of the ball when we see them the next time out.
Joseph on for the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick six. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Here's Roberts to bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Now the offense for the Panthers here getting the football back. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally,
he put it on the carpet, a fumble, and the Vikings pick up the football. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
As they say, this game hasn't exactly been one for the books. I mean, we're into the fourth quarter here, and now this happens, another turnover. Not one that they're going to hold up and say, yeah, this is their banner down.
Absolutely. Still sitting on 0. Give. This is Cook. And he'll keep it moving down to the 15-yard line. 110 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. But would you say a 7-yard run is ahead of...
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, when they said before the game that they were going to try and execute every second of this contest, I guess that was taken literally, because here they are in the final moments of the fourth, putting another touchdown on the board, Charles, to add to this big lead.
I'm not a big believer in 110%, but it certainly applies here, doesn't it? Because some guys just can't go with less. As long as there's time left on the clock, they're pushing to get to the end zone one more time. They don't really care about what the optics show. They just want to finish the game off the way that they like to play it. Full speed, all out.
And now once again, they'll line up to go for 2. They'll try and throw for it. And he's going to go down. Can't get rid of it. So a sack on the 2-point try.
I know we could sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for 2 in this situation, somebody doesn't like someone else. There's no doubt in my mind.
Well, what they couldn't see is you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, it's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this moment. No, okay.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing, and partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And now here's another interception. Andrew Booth picks it up. And the Vikings come up with a late turnover. But it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Well, you mean that in forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's one of the stuff that we saw today. Those are statistics, numbers that are big. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play, and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.